Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's DLloyd. So we got some news about gameplay for EA Sports College Football 25. This is coming by way of Mike Straw of Mike Straw Media and InsideGaming.com. So this is pretty good stuff. We want to jump into it. Of course, this is what he heard from his sources. We have not seen gameplay yet. No official word from EA yet. But everybody's feeding for news, and this is a very reputable, reliable source. I'm not gonna lie. I've been following him for years. I believe what he says, and this is a lot. This is a lot coming from a guy that is not crazy into Madden. So the fact that he is pretty excited about this game says a lot. We also know that there are a ton of people in Orlando as we speak, which means we could potentially be getting more information in the coming days. I think it's just journalists or media. I'm not sure if content creators are there or not. Maybe they are. I know I'm not there, but we're going to be talking about what we do know so far, man. I am definitely excited. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the tweets, man. So he went on Twitch and he did talk about some of the stuff that took place. So we're going to sit here and we're going to show some of the key things he talked about. So the first and foremost, he talks about it's going to be a series, a yearly series. I think pretty much everybody expected that. One of the big news that he did mention was the option offense, and he said it plays a big role. A lot was developed for it. Now, he said he has seen clips. Now, these clips were on mute. There was no audio there, so we couldn't hear audio, game sound, crowd noises, anything like that. But he was able to see a few plays, and then he was able to see replays of those plays. So he really got to observe the option game. He did not see any pass plays, but he's seen options, and he said they looked good. They looked significantly better than pretty much what we have now, in my opinion, in Madden. So they put a lot of work in. He talks to the devs. They understand that is a focal point of college football. They had to nail it with the animations, because you know in Madden right now, option game, it's not the best. It's not the best. I don't actually prefer to run a lot of options because the pitching is very sketchy to say the least. So the fact that that's there, you know, in college football, shovels, triple options, regular read options, all of that is going to play major roles. So the fact that they paid attention to that, they made that a big focus, that is good to hear. Wear and tear is more noticeable in longer games and in more sim play style. So the sim play style, I think we're going to get what we have for Madden, right? You're going to get the sim, you're going to get the comp, and you'll probably get the arcade play styles. That's what I'm taking from that. On top of that, the wear and tear system, you guys know if you watched my live stream of the reveal, I was a little hesitant about it because Madden has a similar wear and tear system. I don't think it works that great. Typically at the end of seasons, your players just start disappearing because they have the progressive fatigue on. You have to have pad practice all the time. It's not the greatest system. I'm not sure how it will work in college football 25, but it does sound like it's going to be a major part. And if it is, we'll see how it ultimately plays out. But I do think that we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And that's rare coming from, you know, somebody that knows EA's history. But he talked about how you're going to have to strategically substitute players. He said, say you have a 2-star guy or a guy maybe that's not developed up like that. Say he breaks off a long run. You can't have the mentality that I'm going to feed him all game because he may not be there all game long. We also know dynamic ratings is a thing. So what does that necessarily mean? I don't know, man, but I definitely think there is going to be quite a few stuff like that we have to pay attention to in the game. Obviously, we need the gameplay trailer and the news and the blog post to fully know what's going on. And the last thing he says on his tweet is you will be able to tell a difference between higher rated recruits and smaller players on the field. So he kept saying they specifically kept going with 5-star versus 2-star. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know if it's just a greater variance between 5-star guys, 2-star guys. What about 4-star guys, 3-star guys? Did they get rid of 1-star guys? I don't know exactly what that means, but I am excited that we have variance, right? Because we're not sure if there's going to be abilities in the game. And if they're not abilities in the game, you need something to make these players stand out, especially in college football, where that's one of the main reasons why it's so exciting compared to the NFL, because your top guys in college are typically leaps and bounds ahead of your other guys in college, right? In the NFL, the gap isn't as significant, so every team is in games, right? But college, you see the crazy stats that happen. It's because the talent gap is there. So if you could somehow get that and make that a focal point, that is big. So we're not done there, man. We're gonna go back to another tweet from Is EA College Football Out? Hey, man, but he got even more into depth because this was about a 40-minute stream. I believe if you go to Mike Straw Media on Twitch, he will have the replay that you can go through and watch it in its entirety. I believe he also said at the end he will post it on YouTube. If I can find that link, I will link that in the description so you guys can check that out and watch it in its entirety. But a couple more notes. No crossplay for Online Dynasty. We already confirmed that with my live stream. I was definitely bummed out about that, but at this point, it is what it is. No mascot mode. We also pretty much assumed that when we got the game mode blog section, and there was no mention of mascot mode at all. So to get that confirmed, I know some people play it. I wasn't big into the mascot mode game, so for me, it's not a crazy big deal. But I also understand some people do enjoy that. So if that's the case, that is that's disappointing. Gameplay will be much faster than Madden. That is good, because you need fast, wide open gameplay. That is the college style. That is what makes it different, because we know it's going to be the same game engine as Madden. We're going to see a lot of the same animations as Madden, but what makes it different is things like this that make this a different game outside of Dynasty mode, recruiting, Road to Glory, those things as well. But on the field, gameplay wise, you need it to be faster. You need it to be way more open with the wider hash marks, the variances in offenses, the game plans and playbooks. All of those need to be there, especially with the up-tempo game of college. So that is good. This one is big right here. Helmets may get knocked off. Helmets may get knocked off. That is huge. That is huge. Now, I don't know if it's confirmed. If he said that, I did not see this part of the stream. If it is confirmed, that is big, because we know that the NFL controls a lot of what happens in the NFL games. Of course, as their product, at the end of the day, they're licensing out. They don't want helmets coming off, especially with the whole CTE situation, right? They want it to be as safe as possible. That's why there's no longer any concussions in Madden. That is not a standard injury that occurs in the game. It's in the modded version, but the standard version from EA, there are no concussions. You really don't see head injuries. So helmets coming off, I think, is a great thing. One, it just leads to fun. It's still a video game, right? You still want to have fun. You still want to see major hits. You say you get a hit stick, you line it up, the helmet comes flying off. You know you're pumped up. I'm pumped up if that happens. I'm excited. I'm going crazy. You want to see that type of stuff in a video game. You understand it's a game. It's not always real, but you also see helmets come off in real life. So I don't think it's that far-fetched. Having that in the game, I think is big. No BCS option for Dynasty. I did see this part of the stream. He said that that's not even in there, like, at all. Like, you can't choose it. That's fine with me. We're in the college football era. The BCS era ended back in 2014. So I did not expect for that to be there, but if you did want an option, that would not be an option. Now, no college game day. So I think what he means by that is there's no ESPN license. He also says it right here. All right, so you get it right here. There's no ESPN license. So the ESPN scoreboard will not be in it, and technically college game day will not be there, because those are ESPN properties. You do have, of course, Kirk Herbstreit, all those guys. They're still going to be there. So you have the personalities. You just cannot have the branding behind it. So think NBA 2K, right? Where you see Ernie, you see Shaq, you see Kenny, but they don't have the TNT background. I think it's going to be similar. I'm pretty sure ESPN will take a lot of inspiration from ESPN, but don't expect that to be there. One thing he did not confirm, he said the ticker is at the bottom of the screen. We do not know if there are game updates. And I think that's big, especially in offline mode. I love seeing the game updates as you're playing. It makes the world feel alive, and a lot of times you're just watching, you're seeing how games are playing out as you go. There's been a lot of times I've been in Online Dynasty with my friends, and I'm like, man, Texas is losing, or man, Oklahoma is losing, and you're kind of watching it like, are they going to be able to come back? I don't know. Oh man, they came back. Oh, it's an upset. Those type of things you kind of see play out. I think that adds to the immersion, and that is one of the big things of college football is the immersion. It's the pageantry, the excitement, the crowd, the bands. All of that is what adds to college football, to make college football compared to Madden. So that is definitely big. Custom playbooks, you did expect that to be in it, but we also heard 134 different playbooks are there. I'm not sure if they're stock playbooks, just stock air raid, stock run and shoot, stock pro style, multiple. We've seen those in 14, but you could expect every single collegiate team will have their own playbook. I don't know if you really need college. I like just the playbooks because it kind of gives you a style, right? If you do custom playbooks, what stops you from adding a couple wishbone offense plays, a couple run and shoot type plays, a couple of pro style sets, right? You can kind of do everything. I like the set playbook books, but for people that want to go in there, do a deep dive, make their own, truly their own, you'll be able to do that. Gameplay footage coming soon. He says he believes early June. Now, remember, we're only a few days away from June, so that probably makes sense with the timeline. You probably at least expect a month and a half. You start seeing stuff happening because you need to get the pre-orders hyped up. You need to get into your deep dives. I'm sure we'll see a gameplay deep dive, a Dynasty mode deep dive, a Road to Glory deep dive, a team builder deep dive, Ultimate Team deep dive, a presentation deep dive. We're probably going to get all of that. So you're probably going to need that to start coming out relatively soon if you're going to do that on a weekly basis to keep excitement, keep dominating airwaves and excitement throughout the summer. That's what EA wants to do, because right after that, you're going to get into the Madden information, right? You know, the Madden beta is scheduled to be coming out soon. So that's when I think we'll start getting more information. And I just simply think we'll see gameplay before the Madden beta, because it's probably going to be somewhat similar, although different. It's still going to be the same engine, same type of graphics, all that stuff there. He talks about it again. The 5-star players will feel completely different than 2 stars. Way more equipment than Madden. Once again, I think that is a situation where the NFL still dictates what you can see on the field, because of course you can't have the rolled up uniforms in the NFL. You're not allowed to have the visible backplate in the NFL. So I think those items are in Madden, especially if you do, I believe it's I can't think the yard, right? So you see that stuff in the yard. So of course that stuff is going to be in college football. That is a big part of college football. You look good, you play good. Uniforms, accessories, that's a big part, right, of college football. So you would expect that to be there. And then one more thing that I did not see in any of this, but he did talk about, he said that from his conversation with them, the offseason played a big part. That is one thing that they focused on a ton in Dynasty mode, was improving the offseason. He also said you had to manage NIL. Now, I don't know if that is just Road to Glory or if that's Road to Glory and Dynasty mode. I think he could have alluded to something like that, but I'm not quite sure. I would definitely have to watch it back to make sure. But if NIL is in, that is going to be big. That's college football nowadays. Is a thing. We have to abide by. The transfer portal is in as well. All of this stuff that changes the way you play Dynasty from NCAA football 14 to now makes things exciting. It keeps it modern, and you don't have the NCAA, right, that you have to, report to at the end of the day. This is not a licensed game. Yes, they license out and they got the schools assigned, but this is not an NCAA thing. So you could pretty much include almost what you want to include. So that's what I'm definitely excited for. I think this is just more freedom from EA, and they understand this is a passion game. The passionate fans of college football and NCAA, we may be the minority compared to Madden, but we are a strong vocal minority, and we love this game. And college fans are crazy. We already know. We watch all the games. They're crazy. So having all this stuff is big, man. It's definitely big. The no ESPN, I can understand some people being upset about that, but there you go. Oh, here we go. He actually got clarification at the bottom. This is perfect. Never say anything about helmets. I'm off the belief there's no ESPN. Yep. Haven't gotten a firm yes or no, but leaning to just broadcasters that were contracted. So we'll go ahead and leave that a like as well. Perfect. So the helmet's coming off. He does not know for sure. So I'm not sure where that came from. That was not in his breakdown of what happened right here. So that's definitely good clarification. But man, still a ton of information, still a ton of stuff. We need to see gameplay. Of course, I'm excited for when that does ultimately come. But man, we're getting closer. We have waited 11 years, y'all. 11 years. And we're this close. We are this close from the release date of College Football 25. You guys let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think about some of the information that came out today? I think we will see something or hear more soon. I just know there's some media people in Orlando conveniently right now. So something's going on with EA. Somebody's getting a first look. Somebody's getting a run through of it. Maybe some content creators have info. You already know people are going to have gameplay. They're going to have stuff ready to rock. So whenever the embargo lifts or whenever they get this info, we're ready for it. We're ready for it, man. So you guys let me know what you guys think about this information in the comment section below. As usual, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please do me a favor. Go ahead and leave this video a like. It helps me out a lot. And subscribe if you haven't already. It's DLloyd. I'm see y'all next time. Peace.